Hi folks. The essay question on the midterm works a lot like the discussion boards. There'll be a central essay question that I want you to address, but you'll have three options to choose from on how you address it. I'll explain that a little bit more. I told you when I sent out that announcement about the midterms that you should look at the images as history section of each of the chapters in the textbook. One of the primary reasons I picked this textbook, and one of the things I like about it the most, is how well it deals with the pictures that it includes in each of the chapters. It tells you what's in the picture, why it included it, and then it works it into the narrative itself. The images as history section are especially good at pointing out all of the details. In the era that we're studying, before photography, there are loads of details, lots of stuff going on in all these pictures, and the artists included them on purpose. So the images as history section is very good at showing you how to interpret these pictures. I'm going to ask you to do something like that. The essay question is actually going to be two-part. The first part of the question is, tell me what's in the images. What do you see? What's going on, literally? That'll be the first element of it, is interpreting the image itself. Then, the second part, and probably the most important part of what I'm asking you to do, put that image into the context of history. Tell me how good the image is at depicting the history. Discuss the process, discuss the era, discuss what's going on. How does this picture relate to the actual history of the period? Those two parts then will make up the essay. Now, each of the options will include 3 or 4 different images that I want you to examine in this way, and they will cover the entire period from colonization up through the transportation revolution, the stuff that we've been looking at. As you do these, you'll find that it comes in 3 different categories. You only have to choose one of the categories. Don't try and do all the images. The categories are race and slavery, war, and politics. And there are 3 to 4 images on each of them. You choose one, tell me what you see in the images, what's going on in the images themselves, and discuss the history that the images are talking about, the history of the period. How do they relate to, how well do they reflect what's actually happening? As you put the essay together, some things you might want to keep in mind. All of the rubric stuff that works for the discussion board will be valid here. Use primary sources, talk about the history of the period. The 500-word limit is a pretty good guideline to start with for how much I'm expecting to see on the essay. Be clear, be concise, and add as much specific detail as you can. You also, as you write your essay, may want to write it first in a Word document of some sort, Microsoft Word or WordPerfect, something like that, and then cut and paste it into the exam. In case you have some kind of a problem, I mean, like the quizzes and discussion boards, sometimes you have internet issues. You want to have a record of that. If you have any problems, if the exam crashes, if you have something that goes on like that, please get in touch with me as fast as you can. Again, email much better than the phone. I'm not always in my office. And let me know. You can access the images, and they're in several places. They're under instructions in this exam. They're going to follow here shortly. I'm going to build them into this video, and you can look at them there. I encourage you, print them out, have a copy of them so you can take a look at them as you're going through the test. Select one section, either race and slavery, or war, or politics, and write me a good, solid, well-detailed essay on that. Good luck.
Okay, the first group of images that you're going to see are images of race and slavery. Some of these are woodcuts, some are engravings, some are paintings, some are cartoons. Examine the images, tell me what you see in them, and then discuss the progression of race and slavery in the colonies and then in early national America. The second group of images are images of war. Again, paintings, woodcuts, cartoon images. Examine these. Tell me what you see. They come from both the colonial era, the revolutionary era, and the early national period. Tell me what's in the images, and tell me about the history of warfare in North America during this period. The final group of images are images of politics, political gatherings. These are dramatic paintings. Examine the images, tell me what you see in them, what's going on, what's the context, and tell me about the development of politics and political thought in America from the colonial period through the early national period.